First order of business is to note the quorum is present. Mayor Austin and Chairman Austin are away on other county business items this morning. Do have the quorum. So, first order of business is to take the minutes from the last meeting. Motion to read or to adopt the minutes as they are.
I make a motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt, I have a second. Second. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, show of hands or aye?
Aye.
Aye. So, we have approved minutes and adopted. Similarly, for the financial statements, you received these by email a day or two ago, and you'll have them in your packet. Any comments on these?
I make a motion to adopt.
Second. Any discussion on these? If not, show of hands or say aye.
Aye.
Okay, they're adopted. Okay, we're to the reports and updates. The first report is from the Atlanta Film Studio and Roadtown Enterprises. And who speaks for these folks today?
I'll be talking for them today. Good news, we have a contract in hand for a TV show. It'll utilize the film studio for the months of April and May, so it's about an 8-week show. Not yet able to release the name of the show because we've not yet executed the contracts. However, the contracts have been sent to Tom's office. He's reviewed those and I think given some comments back to the studio on the other end for them to make some minor changes in that agreement. That agreement would actually have them start mobilizing into the facility March 24th. So next week they would start mobilizing into the facility, and as I said, be there for 8 weeks. It is I'll say a court-based TV show. How about that? We can go that far, I think. So it's a new show to the state of Georgia. So hopefully, if all goes well and they in their couple of months work out well, then perhaps they'll be back. But we are excited to actually have a contract in hand. Any questions that I can answer, I will.
Is this considered a pilot or?
It is not a pilot. It is a show that has, I guess whatever the step past a pilot is, it's not an entire year episode.
Miniseries.
Perhaps. I actually said court-based show, which that was wrong. I'm mixing up my shows. It's actually not a court-based show. It is an entertainment-based show. So I think that they're going to film a series of shows, maybe 3 or 4. So as opposed to a pilot, it is a short series, and I guess they will decide whether or not to do a second series after they finish up with the first, see how the ratings are and what have you.
So we really can't look at this as a permanent.
It is not a permanent, no sir. Could certainly become permanent, but as of right now, we would consider it to be just a 2-month deal.
All right, next order of business is an update on the corporate hangar prime contractors.
Yes, sir, so you can tell, we've got most of the siding up around the building. We've had a few windy days, we couldn't get panels up, but we were able to work on the office area with the mezzanine, gonna pour concrete on it this week, hopefully. And everything pretty much going as scheduled.
Still looking for a June finish on that?
Yes, sir, as of now, yeah. So,
Any questions for Prime? Thanks, sir. Update from the Paul and Commerce Board.
A couple of things on the Paul and Commerce Park. I think most of you were actually in attendance Sunday for the grand opening of Interval. So you hopefully did notice the sign when you pulled in, the Paul and Commerce sign that was done by Denise Signs. I think it turned out fantastic. It's a really attractive sign. Looks much different from most of what you see in Paulding County. It is a very sophisticated sign. It is internally lit. The globe is internally lit with LED lighting, so at nighttime it should be extremely attractive as well. Haven't had an opportunity to take a look at it at night yet, but I'm looking forward to driving by and seeing what it looks like. We also do have a site visit tomorrow. We have a prospect coming in to take a look at the site that is directly behind Interroll. So very excited about an opportunity to put another very good, high-quality manufacturer in there behind Interroll. And in the event that you didn't make it to the Interroll facility on Sunday, I believe they are going to be setting up some tours over the next couple of months for Industrial Building Authority, Board of Commissioners, other elected officials in the county that couldn't make it on Sunday for whatever reason. But I will tell you, it is an extremely impressive facility, and certainly one of the finest, not just in Paulding County, but in the region. So very, very happy with the way that facility and that park have turned out. Any questions?
No questions, then next report is mine from the West Georgia Joint Development Authority. Really nothing to report. I have a handout for the board members here on a little deal that we on the JDA put together just to explain exactly what we do. So I'll pass those around and just read one brief comment on that. Sake of the audience, Greater West Georgia Joint Development Authority is an authority of 7 counties that works together to leverage our collective assets and resources, creating an entity that is recognized by national, state, and regional organizations in an effort to promote economic development in the Greater West Georgia area. We support the expansion of our existing businesses and industry and promote the recruitment of new business and industry to Carroll, Douglas, Haralson, Hurd, Paulding, Pope, and Truth counties. Our communities focus on the creation of economic opportunity for all citizens, investment in quality business growth, diversification of the local tax base, enhancement of the quality of life in this region. So that's sort of what this development authority does. It meets on a quarterly basis. Areas of focus of marketing of the region, job creation, investment attraction, infrastructure improvements, workforce education, and government leadership. So that's my report. Report from the Paulding Chamber, Carolyn.
We're getting ready for our 3rd Industry Appreciation Breakfast, which will be held here on April the 15th. And the 3 companies that we are recognizing this year, our Industry of the Year is Interroll, our Manufacturer of the Year is Cadillac Products, and we are honoring Wellstar with the Innovator of the Year award. So hope y'all will put that on your calendar and attend.
I know Wellstar is having an open house this weekend. It's open to the public. If you've not had a chance to tour that facility, it's a fascinating place. You should do so. Next report from Paulding Economic Development, Blake. Jamie Gilbert's at the MODEX show today.
Yeah, Jamie is still down at the MODEX show, which is in Atlanta this week, Monday through Thursday. I spent the vast majority of the day on Monday and Tuesday down there. Carolyn has had an opportunity to go down as well. MODEX is the show that specializes in high-tech manufacturing. So as you walk the floor at MODEX, you pass one exhibit after another with robotic arms, robotic conveyor belt systems, robotics that do just about anything you can think of a robotics doing in a warehouse distribution manufacturing type scenario. So it was a fascinating show to attend. Just if for nothing else, to see the technology that's being put into play in manufacturing facilities today. Interroll is a big player in that market with conveyor belt systems that they manufacture. A lot of intelligence built into those conveyor belts. So they had a large display down there yesterday or this week. We were fortunately able to piggyback off of the opening that Interroll had on Sunday. We were able to meet a lot of people at their opening at Interroll on Sunday that were here in town this week for the show. So we're able to follow up with those folks, go by their booths, spend some time talking to them about what their expansion plans are for the future, what their United States footprint looks like for their industrial manufacturing components. So I think it was a very, very good show for us. First time we have attended that, but I can see that being a regular show for us in the future. Was pleasantly surprised at the number of folks who knew about Interroll coming to Paulding County. Pleasantly surprised about the number of folks who have heard of our community for one reason or another. Airport being the one that was mentioned multiple times as we met folks at the booth. But it is, I think, we're at a turning point in economic development for Paulding County when folks are coming in from places like Colorado and Oregon and California and other locations in the country that have heard of Paulding County and have heard of some of the things that we're doing here. Up until recently, I don't think that would have been the case. So I think it goes a long ways towards showing that what Jamie's organization is doing is working, what we're doing is working, and I think that we have probably, as of right now, about a half dozen prospects that have come out of the show already. And we have the rest of today and a half day tomorrow down there to continue trying to make contacts and meet with prospects. So really, really good show for us. I did mention a while ago that we do have a prospect coming out tomorrow. So Jamie will miss part of the show tomorrow as we'll need to meet with those folks. One last comment I'll make on the Economic Development Organization is Jamie mentioned last month that they have a couple of new members to his board. Herb, as many of you know, has elected to run for office, so he's now had to step down off the board, so they will have a new board member that will be coming on to their board, and I don't yet know who that would be. That's a city hiring appointment, correct?
One of ours, yes.
Yes, so, with that being said, I think that's about it as far as the EDO. I did want to touch on the Transportation Logistics Summit is going on downtown at the Georgia World Congress Center, same location as the MODEX show. So I was able yesterday to bounce back and forth a little bit between the two since they're just a couple of floors apart. That's where Chairman Alston is at today, is at the Transportation Logistics Summit. So able to meet with some other folks from around the state who deal in transportation logistics, which is very much attached to high-tech manufacturing. You got manufacturing, you have to have logistics, transportation logistics in order to make that work. So it was a benefit for us to be able to make a showing at both of those at the same time, both here in Atlanta. So good week for economic development for Paulding County.
I agree. I was at MODEC yesterday as well, and it was impressive. It's an impressive show. All right, next item of business is approval. Approve to change the design of corporate hangar and associated change order.
You already have in your packets the two changes that we need to approve today for Prime on the hangar construction. What I'm handing you now is the value engineering that we have been going through. So I'll talk about the change orders first, and then we'll talk about the value engineering second. You do have two change orders in your packet. The first one is the change for the fire protection system. The second one is the change for the domestic water and sewer. On the fire protection system, when we designed this hangar back in 2011, prior to starting construction in the beginning of 2012, or actually the end of 2011, we did not design a fire protection system into it. At that point in time, we had a contract, and this goes back before your time, Mayor Debbie and Jim. We had a contract with our FBO to manage that hangar, and it was the intent at that point in time that hangar was going to be primarily for parking aircraft. It was going to be housing aircraft. There would not be any maintenance operations taking place in the hangar. So there was not a need at that point in time for a fire protection system in that hangar. However, as you're all aware, the proposed tenant that we have now is a maintenance repair facility. We will be doing maintenance of aircraft in there. And because of that reason, we do need to add a fire protection system to the hangar. So this is a change order for an add of just under $130,000 for fire protection system into the hangar. Prime has done a good job of vetting this out with multiple subcontractors so that we can get a good price on it. And it is a pretty robust system. It's 25,000 square foot hangar with 30-foot ceilings, so it's a substantial system. It's going to require a pump. It will utilize the water tank, which we constructed several years ago, the 750,000 gallon water tank. However, in order to get enough water pressure coming from that tank, we are going to have to install a pump and, of course, a line down the hill from the tank to the building in order to get the volume of water that's necessary to operate the fire suppression system. Switching over to the second, the domestic water line and the sewer. These are items which were not completed prior to the collapse of the hangar in 2012. There was a discrepancy when this was rebid. It was the understanding of the contractor that these items had been completed prior to the previous contractor stopping work. However, it turned out not to be the case. These items were not done under the previous contract and were not included in this contract. So we can build a nice, pretty building, but if we don't hook it up to water and sewer, we're going to have some problems with trying to use it. So these are the unit costs, or the line item costs to connect us to water, connect us to sewer, and remove an existing tank that actually is in the way and doesn't need to be there. So the cost of this item is $9,150. As these two changes total, a little under $140,000, we went back to Prime with a request for some value engineering to take a look at how we can offset some of these costs. So what you have on the sheet that I handed you is a list of items that we have value engineered for the building to try to compensate for some of this increase. As we go down, you'll see number 3, we've made some changes to the mezzanine, sidewalks, and footers that resulted in some savings. Down to number 5, we are going to remove the portiere off the front of the building and replace it with a awning. So that is going to be a total savings of about $30,000 to replace the portiere with an awning. The awning does have a very attractive design. It will match the 2 awnings that were already designed on the building. We had an awning on the air side and an awning on the parking lot side. So this awning on the drive-through side, the north side, will simply match the other 2 awnings that we already had designed on the building. So it will be aesthetically a nice looking facility. You can see there were some changes in windows and doors where we removed some windows and doors where we had probably more than what we needed. Going on down to line item number 9, I'll let you read that one yourself because some could find that a tad bit offensive, but that is the actual name of the fan company. We didn't make that up. That is the name of the company. In the redesign, we had 3 fans. We were able to reduce that to 2 for our purposes, and that is a $7,600 savings by doing that. Also, we were able to reduce some of the HVAC needs by the reconfiguring of the heaters in the hangar. So as you can see, we're kind of nickel-diming a little bit with some of these items, but we are trying to make as many cost-saving changes as we can. The total of these savings are just under $74,000. So we've already recovered more than half of the changes due to adding the sprinkler system in, and there's a couple of other items on the septic and the sewer. We're not finished looking at value engineering. We will continue to focus on value engineering and see if we can identify other places where we can save some money. Prime has been fantastic to work with in that regard, and they do understand that even though we're a government entity, we don't print money like the federal government, so we need to stay within our budget and try to get these costs down as much as we can. They've been very helpful in that regard. If there's any questions on either 2 of the proposals or the value engineering, I'll be glad to answer. Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna assume for the fire protection system, it's strictly the installation of what's above as far as the piping and the sprinkler heads. Everything else where I looked that is excluded from the proposal will have to come before us again.
Well, the cost of getting the water line from the tank to the building will be under a different contract. That was actually under the contract where we constructed the tank. We didn't run the line down to the building because we didn't know where it needed to go at the time. So that was a contract with Arcadis, and we will be bringing, you're exactly right, I will bring that back to you when we get the details of that contract worked out with Arcadis to bring that water line from the tank down to the building. This is from the outside of the building where the water line matches up with the building from there in.
Yeah.
So it includes the.
This is all internal.
Yes, that is correct. That is correct.
Pump is internal as well, or is it the
The
outside?
pump is going to be outside. We're gonna set the pump at the tank. There's two different ways to do this. You can put the pump internal to the building. However, we would have to construct a room that would be 12 by 14 feet in dimensions in order to accommodate that pump. That takes up a whole lot of rentable space inside our building. Not only that, but then you have a big maintenance issue inside the building. So we chose to put the tank externally, to put it up on top of the hill at the water tank. That provides, we can do maintenance on it 24/7 without interfering with our tenants. And again, it doesn't encroach on the area we have for lease inside the building. So I think for us, it's gonna be a much better option to put that pump up at the tank. Also, then that pump can be used for multiple buildings. It doesn't have to be dedicated to that specific building. It can be used for multiple buildings. So the next building that we construct out here, whatever that may be, this pump would cover that building as well. So it really cuts out the redundancy and the additional costs of doing a second pump in a second building later on.
And the second line, the line coming from the tank will be large enough to cover.
That is correct. That is correct. Of course, you'll have to tee off of it at some point in order to get it to the next building, wherever that building may be. But the line coming down from the tank will be designed to accommodate multiple buildings. Yes. Any other questions?
Okay, we have no other questions. We'll need a motion to adopt or reject this proposal.
I make a motion to approve the changes to design corporate hangar.
I second.
Okay, this is for both, this is
Yes.
for both proposals as discussed.
For both.
And
The savings too, does that have to be part of it?
I don't think it needs to be part of the motion, but that's how they arrived at it.
Correct.
all right, I have a second on this.
Well,
Alan, second, okay. All in favor? say
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion passed. All right. Looks as if we need executive session today to discuss land transactions and litigations. Need a motion to go into executive session, please.
Make a motion?
Second,
second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Back.
Three of us.